Welcome to Real Life Cooking with Angela. Today, I must say, I'm going to geek a little bit because I have Lee Drake on the show with me. Now, I've watched Lee's food porn, we'll call it, for a long time now. So I'm very excited. Lee, what are we going to be making today?
So today, we're going to make a traditional stir fry. The cool thing about this recipe is that you basically have 3 groups and you can vary what the ingredients are. So once you know the recipe, you can basically make all sorts of different kinds of stir fry.
Now, who do we bring today with us? Sometimes we call them victims on this show because with me being the non-cook who's now cooking, I can't always say it's going to come out great. So who do we have with us today?
Well, today we have Jen Sertle, Perry, and Tamara.
Hello.
Hello.
All very fun, excited friends, I hope, for this?
We're very excited.
We're excited.
Okay,
Who
so
doesn't love
now
stir fry?
I, again, don't cook. That's the whole purpose of this show. So if we make our little mistakes and our little bloopers, it's all part of the thing. And again, if I get too geeky with you, Lee, please tell me because I'm just super excited that you're here today.
I'm super excited to cook.
Okay, so what do we have to do?
Okay, so the first part is getting all of the veggies and meat and everything all prepped. So the idea here is that we need to cut everything up so that it's small. The actual stir fry part only takes a couple of minutes.
Okay.
So if we don't have everything ready ahead of time, we're going to be totally out of the loop
Okay.
when it comes time to actually make things.
So what is this?
That is ginger.
Because it looks like a tree almost.
It does look like a tree. And basically for the ginger, all we're going to do is we're going to shred that. We use the microplane to do that.
I actually have that.
Awesome.
I know, right? I have something at home.
This part's like super easy. You just basically hold it like
Okay.
that. And then you take the raw part. You don't even have to skin it.
Okay.
And you just kind of rub it against the thing.
Okay, let me see if I can do
Like
this.
that, yep.
So just,
And you'll see on the other side, it's coming through, right?
cool.
So if you just keep doing that until you got a nice big chunk of it behind it. I'm going to go grab the chicken.
I'm going. Okay. How much of a chunk do I actually need? Am I good?
It depends on how spicy you want it. The more ginger you have, the spicier the vegetable part will be.
Okay, well, I'm going to say let's go light because
Okay.
I'm not sure if my contestants are wanting to choke on me.
All right, so
Okay.
you'll notice I have a whole bunch of little ramekins here.
Okay.
These are great for storing small amounts of ingredients like that. So
Okay.
you basically just
So
kind of
it's just
scrape
a
it
little,
into the
like,
ramekin.
little tiny bowl. It's really kind of cute. Okay.
And that way, when we're ready to actually stir fry, we can just boop, dump it right in.
Cool.
Good to go,
That's
right?
easy. Okay.
All right, so the next thing that we got to do is to chop up the water chestnuts. So
I love water chestnuts.
we're going to throw those on
Okay.
there. Now,
So now I say glove here. Is that so I can protect my nails?
actually, it's to protect your fingers because these knives are Japanese steel knives
Okay.
that they got up in Montreal. And when you cut with these, you have to be really, really careful because they're super sharp. So in the hand that you don't have on with the knife,
Okay, so
you
you
have the cut-proof glove.
you've clearly talked to my husband then, because I'm not allowed to take power tools. So how am I going to chop these?
So
just like,
basically, I just kind of flatten them out.
Okay,
And then,
just-
what you want to do
wanna
is
show me one?
actually, sure, just hold the knife up here. It's
Okay.
actually not held way back here. You hold it up
Oops.
here. You put your finger on there to kind of steady it.
Okay.
And then you can just chop like that.
Okay,
See?
I think I can do that. Okay. So I'm learning how to cook and how to chop all in one show.
So the idea is you want to keep them nice and even.
Oh,
So
wow.
as you're chopping, just kind of keep an eye on how far apart the chops are, right?
Okay, did you not see the meatball episode where the meatballs were getting bigger and bigger? I don't do size well. I think I have a little eye deficit problem, but we'll just go with this. This looks good, right? It's
Perfect.
close enough?
That's
Okay.
perfect. Yeah. So
Okay.
the idea is just to get it small enough so they're
And then I
bite-sized
just put it in my
pieces.
nice
Throw it in a nice
ramekin.
little ramekin. Yep, exactly.
Okay. Oops.
Perfect.
And I learned last time when it falls on the table, you can just put it in the thing and no one will care.
Right.
Okay.
So the next thing we'll do is the pepper.
Ooh, I love this yellow
I
color.
know, right?
So-
So part of when you're putting, so just chop off the front part. There you go. And then just peel out the rest and toss it in the dish, the disposal there. Very good.
Yeah, this is supposed to work, Jen, because it's her
And
kitchen.
then what I usually do is I cut it in half. Okay. And then lay it down like this because
Okay.
that part's going to actually. Oops, we forgot to take the tag off. That's probably not a good thing. It's all.
Again, this is real life, so we can make our mistakes.
So, and then just cut it this way. Again, try and keep the pieces as even as possible. You see how easy that slices through?
Yes.
Because it's so sharp.
And I'm gonna
And then
put-
just turn them 90
And
degrees.
turn, cut 'em- okay.
And then cut them again.
I just want to give a special thank you to Jen, who lent us her kitchen for today's episode. Jen, thank you so much for letting us use your
It's
kitchen.
a beautiful kitchen.
It's meant
I'm
to be
very
shared.
jealous.
Food is for friendship. So this
Absolutely.
is wonderful.
And you need to stay tuned because Jen is going to have her own episode teaching me how to make paninis. So you might want to stay tuned for the next episode. So what meat are we getting today?
So we're just going to do chicken today,
But you can use steak.
but you can use any protein. You can use
Well, protein is
anything like beef,
chicken.
or any kind of tofu. Tofu would work great.
Oh.
So really, anything that has some protein in it makes
Did
a
you
good.
say tofu?
I did just say
And
tofu.
through the magic of TV, voila, when chicken breast appears. Okay, so we did mention tofu, and do I let eat tofu?
Tofu's delicious.
Okay, maybe I'll know what
It's
this
just
is.
diet. It's good.
Well, it's okay. I'm not a chicken and beef kind of girl. Okay, so what do we do?
Again, here, what we want to do is nice thin slices so that they cook really quickly. If you have big thick slices, it'll take a long time to cook when it gets to the stir
Okay.
fry. So again, we're just going to kind of cut across the grain for the chicken. See how I do like a nice thin slice
Yeah,
like
but
that?
this is why I'm letting you keep cutting, because if I'm cutting, it's like the meatballs. They will start like this, and then sometimes we get bigger. So I'm going to let you cut. But it seems pretty simple.
It really is. It's just cutting up chicken. I mean, how hard can that be, right?
I've never cut up chicken before.
Really?
No. You knew about the story when I tried to make chicken parmesan with my husband, don't you?
No, tell me all
He
about
very
it.
politely said to me, honey, please don't try that again. So I'm thinking another episode might be my wonderful husband behind me trying to teach me how to make chicken parm.
There you go.
That's almost a true test of a marriage, I would think,
I don't know.
if I can cook or not. Now, where did this recipe come from? Is this your own
This is
recipe?
my own recipe. So basically, I read cookbooks religiously. I read lots and lots of cookbooks. And this recipe is sort of a distillation of a couple of different stir-fry recipes that I've read. And I've turned it into a recipe, which you'll be able to get online, that basically works for just about any stir-fry. The first thing we need to do is dredge the chicken. And I'm going to show you how to do that with a few pieces, and then we'll do the rest of them later before we cook.
Okay, good, because I was like, I don't touch this chicken.
Yeah, you got to touch the chicken.
Okay, clearly, I've not talked before about this.
So this is cornstarch.
Okay.
Just regular old cornstarch.
Okay.
And the idea is we want a nice coating of cornstarch on the outside of the chicken. That'll give us a nice brown when we cook the chicken.
Okay.
So the idea is you take your little piece of chicken and you just dredge it in the cornstarch a little bit like that, and then on to the next piece.
Oh, God.
You
Okay.
can do it.
I don't have anything. Okay. Let me just. Oh God, it's cold. It's slimy.
It is kind of slimy. The cornstarch is slimy too.
Ugh, I'm just gonna do it like this.
Yeah, that's fine. You don't need a lot on it. You just need a little bit so that
It just gets bigger and bigger. And now we're gonna start cooking the chicken. But we have a question about peanut oil. I see peanut oil here. And
Absolutely.
I know people have allergies.
So all different oils have different what are called smoke points, right? A smoke point is how hot does the oil get before it sets off the fire extinguisher. Okay? And we obviously don't want to set off the fire extinguisher if we
Right.
can. And peanut oil has a very high smoke point.
Okay.
So we can get it a lot hotter than we could olive oil or canola oil or something like that. So if we're going to do peanut oil, then we need to use that, and that's going to give us the best smoke point. But some people are allergic to peanuts, and you definitely don't want to use peanut oil. if
Okay.
you're allergic to peanuts. We're not quite ready yet, but what we need to do is just grab a little bit of our
Ooh, I can feel that heat.
ginger.
Oh, yes, I forgot
And
about
we're going to do ginger. We can either do ginger and then the meat, or garlic and then the meat, either one you want to do. It depends on where you want the flavor. Do you want the ginger flavor in with your veggies or the ginger flavor in with your thing?
You
So we're
tell
going
us.
to do the ginger first this
Okay.
time. And we can tell it's ready because if we put a little bit of the ginger in, hear it sizzle that,
I
Pat?
can hear it sizzle.
Right? So the idea is we're just going to empty our ramekin of ginger in and go ahead and stir that around with your thing. See what I mean about that whole sparky thing? If it's too hot, you just like kind of lift it up a little bit.
I feel like I'm pumped. There's a lot of beast out here. Oh my God.
So that's probably, your stove is very hot then. This is
Right.
awesome. So what we want to do is get our chicken in there. You can either use your fingers or you can use the tweezers if you don't like touching the meat.
No, we're not touching the meat. Where's the tweezers?
Okay. You can see it settles down as it cools.
Okay, that's settled down now nicely.
So the reason that sparked up so much is that the ginger has a lot of water in it.
Okay.
Water is what causes it to spark up. So we're just going to put enough chicken in there so that we got a nice layer on the bottom, right? We don't want to heat the chicken up because then it won't cook evenly. We'll have some parts that are raw and some parts that aren't.
Okay.
And as you can see, this is cooking pretty fast. You can see around the edges there it's white. See how
Yep.
it's white around the edges? And I
Okay.
can see that your ginger has started to turn a little bit brown.
Brown,
some
yes.
browning, right?
Okay.
Once it's white like that, you just pick one up.
We
and
cleaned
cook it
out the
up.
rock, and now we're going to add peanut oil again, correct?
Correct.
And I'm going to not put my face in it this time.
This time, don't put your face
No,
in.
I'm gonna
The good
step
thing
back.
is that the garlic isn't as wet as the
Okay,
ginger was, so
okay.
it won't spark up as much.
Okay.
So again, we're just going to pour it in.
And then I'm
You
just
can see
gonna-
it's already smoking a little bit. So probably a little
Smoking!
bit hot. We'll just turn that.
It's
just a little
smoking
bit.
hot.
And then we're going to put the ginger in. Now, I left the ginger in chunks. All I did with
Garlic?
this ginger, or garlic, sorry. Garlic in chunks. So all I did with these was I took 2 cloves of garlic, I put them on the counter and went, and that smashes the garlic and gets rid of the skin. You can just take the skin right off and throw it away. I'm going to put these in chunks because we're going to take them back out again. We're not going to leave them in the wok. So
Okay.
we're just toss them in, and you'll see that didn't spark up quite as much.
No.
We're going to wait until they brown. So all we're doing here is we're flavoring the oil.
Okay.
They're probably good enough. You can probably just take them out and you can put them right on that plate where we put the chicken. Right? Just enough you can smell the garlic. See how you've got that nice garlic smell? That means
Yes.
it's in the...
Do you
it's in
smell the
thing.
garlic, guys?
So the next thing we do...
Can you smell the garlic, guys?
The next thing we're going to do is put the veggies in, and we do this in order of hardness, right? You put the hardest veggie in first because it takes the longest to cook, and you put the softest veggie in last.
And clearly,
and we've got some
little baby corns.
baby corns. Those are last because they're pretty soft. So we're going to start with the
carrots.
Yep.
Ooh, I love
Just
carrots.
go ahead and toss them in. You can see they spark up a little bit because there's a little bit of moisture in the carrots. And at this point, I'd switch to the actual paddle though.
The paddle.
Yeah, there you go. So the idea is you just kind of squish them around so that they get nice and coated with oil.
We don't count food plan for nothing.
That's right.
The little paddle. Okay.
And then you can put the cauliflower in.
I'm loving these colors.
Well, and that's the other thing. When you're putting it together, think about how it's going to look.
Look at these
They're done, right?
colors. Isn't that pretty? And then we add the green to it. Oh my God, it's gonna be so pretty. And the yellow and red.
You gonna put that in?
My water chestnuts. Those are really water skiing. I don't know why. Water chestnuts, water skiing, yeah, whatever. Anyway. Okay.
Okay. And actually, I'm going to put the peppers in before the...
Okay.
Okay. So we'll just dump a bunch of peppers in. See how pretty that looks? See how you're getting more and more of it? This is why I added a lot of oil at the beginning, was you want to make sure that the oil coats everything so that it has a chance to cook.
Look at these
And
colors.
we can actually even turn this up now that we've got lots of ingredients.
We've got
in there,
some
'cause it's not gonna
really-
spark up.
We've got some beautiful colors in here. Okay. Now what do? We add the green.
Beans. And we can just throw the baby corn in too.
I love these little baby corns. Look at them. Look at them. Yeah. Okay.
Now that we're right in the middle, we're going to just pour these in. So what we have here is we have Thai sweet chili sauce. That's the red stuff.
Okay.
This is a little bit sweet and a little bit spicy. The more of this you add, the spicier your dish will be. Boop, 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 boop. Right. The next one is soy sauce. Soy sauce adds salt and what's called umami.
Ooh, mommy.
Umami. That's right. And then we're going to add a little bit of what's called kipat manis, which is sweet soy sauce.
Yeah, see that
And you
that's
can see how it's like gooey?
Molasses.
right?
Molasses.
It's like molasses. And
Okay.
it's actually the same sort of brewing process as you do when you brew molasses, but with soy sauce.
Okay.
So it's also a little bit sweet and a little bit salty.
So it's kind of like me, a little bit of sweet.
A little bit sweet, a little bit salty. And then the last thing we're adding is oyster sauce. And oyster sauce, despite its name, doesn't really taste very much like oyster.
I was going to say, this has oysters.
There is actually oyster extract in there, but it doesn't taste like oysters very much. So what we want is we want this stuff in the middle to boil.
Okay.
So we're going to wait until that's all boiling.
Ooh, boiling. I think they're brewing. Like those witches. I'm like, I'm like, brewing. Everything.
The next thing we're going to do is we're going to add some of the cornstarch. Remember we were using
yes,
cornstarch earlier
with
on the
chicken.
chicken?
Okay.
And in order to add the cornstarch and make sure, if we just add it in, it'll get all clumpy.
Okay.
So to make sure it's not clumpy, what we're going to do is take one of these ramekins and put a few drops of water in it. Right?
Okay, sounds easy enough.
And then we're just going to take some of the
I'm done with the
cornstarch.
filling utensil.
I know, right?
For my other show, the finger is the most used utensil in your kitchen.
It is. And we just mix it up until it's this
Okay.
ooey gooey,
Pasty.
like pasty. It's like library paste. And you can't do this ahead of time because if you do, the cornstarch all settles at the bottom, and then you just have to stir it back up again. So it's just you just do it when you need it.
Okay.
So I just put probably 2-3 tablespoons of
Okay.
cornstarch in like a little bit of water. You can see this is boiling nicely
Nice,
now.
yes.
So we're just going to mix this in. If you have a paddle here,
Where's my paddle?
you use your paddle and I'll do the pouring.
Okay.
So we're just going to mix it right into
The round.
the roll that we created with all the stuff in it. Now the secret with cornstarch is that it's going to thicken the sauce, right?
Yes.
It's going to make the sauce
I can see it
gooey,
thickening,
gooey.
yes.
But it won't do that if it doesn't boil. So if it's not hot enough to boil, it won't thicken, and you'll just get lumps of cornstarch.
No, and I can see it's
Ooey.
nice and like,
Yep. So now that it's like that,
Okay.
and it's starting to get gooey, we're going
Okay.
to take our chicken,
throw our chicken back
throw our
in.
chicken right back in
The
there.
same chicken we cooked
Same chicken
earlier.
we cooked earlier.
Okay.
And we're going to take our paddle and mix it all up.
Look at me rock and roll.
And you can see the sauce is now mixing up with everything else. We can just turn the heat off at this point.
Honest reactions, because I cooked this. What are you guys thinking?
Delicious.
Yeah, I was nervous about the oyster. You know what I mean? It
It
just
doesn't
tastes,
taste fishy at all.
It tastes really
Right.
fresh.
Well, we're going to continue eating this lovely meal with Lee Drake, my food porn buddy, who, thank you, Lee. Like, seriously, thank you so much for being on my show. I'm so
Thanks for
excited to
inviting
learn another dish that I can make. We will see you next time when we learn how to make some more fun dishes.